Holy smokes. We are live. We are live. Welcome to College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Pflugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Make sure you ring that notification bell if you want to support this independent national college football YouTube channel with a donation to help us keep the lights on and grow the channel. Just hit that $sign where you make your comments, and I will get you super chat as quick as I possibly can. Welcome everybody, and I mean everybody, into the studio that sits on the corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to become a legend with your comments and with your phone calls. Wow. Big breaking news. Duke and Amazon. There's a lot of different angles to this, and we're going to take our time and we're going to cover it all. But this is massive. First of all, it's massive breaking news because of Amazon. First true foray into live sports content in the college sports space. Amazon. 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 And they did the deal with Duke. They did the deal with Duke. 3, not football games, basketball games. The deal is between Amazon and Duke. Duke had to work out an arrangement with ABC and ESPN. And they got a deal done, and Duke's going to do some neutral basketball games, neutral tournament that ESPN owns for 27, 28, 28, 29. No, that does not tie Duke down to anything. We'll get into that. Remember, there is so much to discuss here. So please, everybody be patient. There's not just one angle. There's not just this angle. It's not that. It's a lot. Remember, we did episode 491. If you missed it, and a lot of you did, I think it's got like 100 views, whatever, that's fine. But I'm just saying, we did a episode 491 yesterday that talked exactly about we've got more data than ever. More data coming at us all over the place when it comes to value of leagues and conferences and teams, professional sports teams in college. We've got more data than ever, and it's becoming less meaningful than ever. I understand why people, I'm guilty. We all look at the numbers. We all talk about the numbers. Other people, they create spreadsheets. Other people create pie charts. People are using all different variables and valuations and metrics to determine what is valuable, what is not valuable, what is brand, what, blah, 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 blah. The truth of the matter is, and I said in episode 491, for all the great effort out there, for all the great work out there, the data, the numbers that we receive publicly don't mean a thing. Really, it don't. I also reported in episode 491, it is the media companies that have the secret sauce. It's the media companies. Now, their secret sauce might be a little bit off, might be wrong, but they have their own numbers. They have their own valuations. They have their own interests. ESPN, Fox, ABC, Paramount, CBS, Netflix, and Amazon. Amazon they have a huge secret sauce. They've got a bunch of ingredients. They've got artificial intelligence. They've got a whole bunch of data kicking out to them. What should they do here? What should they do there? Amazon. You know Amazon. Worth $1 quadrillion. Amazon. Duke and Amazon got a deal done. Amazon had interest in Duke. Amazon's going to be doing some NIL stuff with Duke. Amazon is in the Holy Smokes Theater right here in PATC country. Remember? They're in the Holy Smokes Theater. Amazon, who did bid for Big Ten content the last go-around. Amazon, who did outbid NBC and CBS, but Kevin Warren, and I think he made the right decision at the time. The Big Ten made the right, maybe it wasn't the right decision, but they made the decision, no, we'll go with CBS, NBC, even though Amazon outbid those two entities. Amazon and Duke. 3 basketball games a year. We do not have all the details. Not all the details have been reported, and they may never get reported. Who knows? But we do know the deal, according to the reports and according to a phone call that I just got off the phone before I hit the live button. This is not a deal between Amazon and ESPN. This is a deal between Duke and ABC ESPN. And then a deal between Duke and Amazon. This is a type of thing that USC tried to do with Netflix in a football game. But Fox shut it down. Big Ten shut it down. ABC and ESPN did not shut this down, and I wonder why that is. Now, when it comes to Duke, because there's going to be a lot of discussion around Amazon during this live show and what it can do for everybody, what it can do in these new coming up college sports media packages. And who knows who else they've been talking to. Obviously, they haven't just been talking about with Duke. Duke was the school that got the deal done with Amazon, and that could arrange negotiations with ESPN and ABC. A lot of our discussions is around Amazon, but a lot of our discussions has to be around Duke. Now, obviously, as we have reported to you all, Duke doesn't want to get left behind. They're not going to get left behind if they have anything to do about it at all. We have reported to you all that Duke has been very aggressive, the cloak and dagger, the chatter behind the curtain. They basically have told everybody, we're not going to get left behind. Do not leave us behind. We will take care of ourselves. If you cannot provide for us, we will provide for ourselves. We don't want to lose exposure. We don't want to be looked upon as a second-tier college sports university. This is an example of that. We at Peek Around the Corner, in our predictions, not our reports, because nothing is done, nothing is settled, nothing is signed, sealed, and delivered. We don't believe anything is imminent. We've got Duke at about a third or fourth tier Big Ten candidate. They are a long shot, but a live shot. A live shot. They're working on it. They're working it. They do not want to get left behind. Duke, what? A private university. Duke, what? About what? 25, 27, 29,000 attendance in the football games. Maybe it's a little bit more than that. You all let me know in the comment section. Duke, they did win the ACC football championship last year, but they don't have a big football brand. They're not going to bring a lot of viewership to football games. They're not worth all that much. But Amazon chose Duke, and Duke chose Amazon to get this deal done. Why is that? Because all these metrics that we talk about, all these viewership numbers that we talk about, again, it's about putting the right demographics in front of the right national advertisers, in the right platform at the right time. The Dukies is the right demographics. that pay for products and services. Those who watch Duke basketball buy products and services. The purchasing power, the brand, the incredible brand of Duke basketball, and this is going to come into play later on, a very valuable international brand of Duke basketball. Amazon, probably talking with more than one school. Amazon, that could very well strike deals with more than just one school. Amazon chose Duke, and Duke chose Amazon. And it completely makes sense. Are we going to see more of these type of deals? Are we going to see more of these type of deals? Obviously, when we go through the short article, obviously Duke saw incredible value to do these 3 games this season using Amazon. The potential partnership when it comes to NIL deals, Amazon's going to be helping Duke out. We're going to go through that in the article. Knowing that Amazon is going to be more and more a part of college sports, Duke sees value in striking a deal with Amazon. We have reported here at Peek Around the Corner, we believe that Amazon and Netflix is going to be more a part of college sports. We think that Netflix, we reported to you that Netflix is most likely going to be more selective, but Amazon is probably going to be bringing on a total buffet for you to enjoy in college sports. And Duke is the first entree in that Amazon buffet. And I am an expert. The fat guy from Minnesota is an expert on buffets. Just saying. I ain't saying, but I'm just saying. This is the first. This is not the last. Amazon, I had a conversation right before I came on live. Amazon wanted to get into the college space, college sports space, before the next round of media negotiations happen. This is a way of doing it. And I got a feeling that Amazon is going to be doing more of these type of deals. Who are they talking to? Who are they talking to? Are they talking to Michigan? Are they talking to Ohio State? Are they talking about the Michigan-Ohio State game? Is Fox willing to do any deals with Amazon? Is the Big Ten, could the Big Ten bring Amazon in before the next round of media negotiations? Could they do an early media negotiations? Or is that all off the board because of CBS and NBC? ACC, are there going to be, is there going to be a Clemson? Is there going to be a Florida State that says, hey, Amazon, you want to do 3 of our football games? Amazon's going to say, well, you got to figure that out with ABC and ESPN. Would ESPN and ABC capitulate again and say, well, Clemson, you can do that, but then you have to give up your firstborn child, and a couple of years from now, you have to agree that you play home football games on a Friday night the next 3 years. I'm just making something up. Is there other discussions that are going on between parties? Between individual schools and Amazon? I bet there is. I bet there is. I do believe, and I have said this before, nothing is done, nothing is signed. Of course it isn't. But the chatter behind the curtain has been pretty heavy with Amazon and the Big Ten. Is this some sort, in the future, is this some sort of Duke? Is there another part of this that Duke is saying to the Big Ten, look, we're the first entree on the Amazon buffet. Look how valuable we are. And then there is this NIL part of all of this. That I, of course, the original Minnesota moron, I am not smart enough to even talk about this. This is going to be the big story in this Amazon Duke situation. In the report, and we're going to go through the report, somehow, some way, there's an NIL component in these 3 basketball games a year between Amazon and Duke that's going to help out Duke a lot. And even though I don't quite understand that component yet, if NIL becomes the component part of company media deals, I think Amazon is going to be the belle of the ball during the next media round negotiations. Interesting times. I thank you all for joining us. The big, massive breaking news. Amazon and Duke are in a relationship, and ABC and ESPN are saying, all right, you can have that relationship, but Duke, you're going to have to pay up with other agreements later on. Duke did have some leverage here, didn't they? Duke did have some leverage with ABC and ESPN. We'll talk about that and everything else. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I do appreciate it. Before we go back into that breaking news, we got our Spotlight series, the Texas A&M Aggies. The Texas A&M Aggies are a April 30th Spotlight team. We're going to take a little time and go through the Texas A&M Aggies. We're also going to be talking about the Tennessee Volunteers. The Tennessee Volunteers are in agreement with the fat guy from Minnesota. The Volunteers and PATC were leading the charge. Tennessee is going to help us out. Tennessee is going to help us out in Destin, Florida, and we will get into that as well. I want to thank everybody. I appreciate everybody coming on in. We've got Preston from North Carolina. Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We've already got elbows being thrown. Our Tar Heel is throwing the elbow at the Dukes. I hope the Duke Amazon games lag and are choppy. $5 holler. $5 holler. Of course, Preston from Greensboro, North Carolina. Thank you so much for starting us off. I appreciate it, Preston from North Carolina. And we've got the incredible, edible Bill G., the Oklahoma State Cowboy. The Oklahoma State Cowboy, 5 gifted memberships. The Canes Fan 1993, a recent caller, Fisherman, NASA Ghost Gang, Creighton Rabs, and Jeffrey Bell all were gifted a membership. Please, when you get an opportunity, please say thank you to Bill G. for his generosity. All of you are knighted. All of you are knighted. Early Peak, Cloak and Dagger. Welcome. Welcome to the family. You can go to our library of episodes, watch all the episodes, including members-only episodes, Early Peak, Cloak and Dagger. Congratulations to the 5. Thank you, Bill G, for all your support in helping us keep the lights on and to grow the channel. And the channel is starting to grow again for whatever reason. The subscribers are shooting up. I have no idea how any of this works. YouTube is like, I don't understand it. I do not understand it. But again, it would not be possible without Bill G's incredible generosity, Preston from North Carolina, and many, many of you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so very much. And we've got Mowing After Dark. Mowing After Dark. I know he's going to say something nice. I know he's going to say something nice because that is exactly how he is. Mowing, $5 holler, super chat. Greg is so cold that when he's around politicians, they keep their hands in their own pockets. Mowing, I would say about 2 days before the Gophers play the Indiana Hoosiers. So I'm going to say about October 29th. You're going to come on your live show. No, you're going to do it that Friday night. You have a show Friday night. So you're going to do it October 30th. You're going to come on your show. You're going to look into the camera. You're going to be with Wild Ute. You're going to be with Nathan Brown. You're going to be with Daniel Gygax. You're going to look into the camera. You're going to say, Greg the Gold, I apologize. I apologize for getting it all wrong. I apologize that I buried the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I apologize that I buried Drake Lindsay. I apologize for calling you Greg the Cold all during the offseason when it was obvious. When it was obvious to everyone but me, Mowing After Dark, that you were going to be Greg the Gold this year in 2026. So, I will be receiving my apology on October 30th. And then you're going to follow up with all that, Mowing, and you're going to shock the country. You're going to shock college football mafia audience. You're going to say, I believe in Greg the Gold. I believe in Row the Boat. I believe in Sky Ma. I believe in Drake Lindsay. And the Golden Gophers are going to defeat those Indiana evil Hoosiers in an upset in Bloomington, Indiana. That's exactly what's going to happen on October 30th. Thank you for the $5 holler, Mowing After Dark. Very much appreciate it. Very much appreciated, Jimmy Austin. Jimmy Austin, oh my goodness. It's warming up outside. People are running to your channel to cool down. It's not warm here in Minnesota. We got another 7 more days of about 50-degree weather. Jimmy Austin, thank you for becoming a member for how many months? 26 months. My goodness. 26 months. Jimmy, you are officially knighted. Cloak and Dagger. Officially knighted. Skaven, yes. It's exactly what's going to happen. It's exactly what is going to happen. Let's do a quick roll call here. We've got a lot to get through today. A lot to get through. But I do want to do a roll call because I do want to thank everybody for coming on in here. We've got Bruce Harris, Sun Devil Ager, Charlie Atwood, John Teal is in the house. Mr. Monkey says we got the California Golden Bear. Cal Bear is here. Woof Doggo is in the house. ACC Supremacy. Oh boy. We got the Evil Badger. Jeff Olson is in the house. Canes fan, here comes the deals. Caleb Ramirez is in the house. Thank you, Caleb. Azon the Kid, Rock Chalk Jayhawk is here. Jay Chapman, Monprof. We've got the Oklahoma Sooner and the Sun Devil. Cope is in the house. Adam Vulture. BYU Football. Smiles in the house. MBM, the Oklahoma State Cowboy. Go Pokes. Kenneth Maynor is here. Do not underestimate the ACC's potential to save themselves. Possibly. This was not an ACC type of deal. This was a Duke Amazon and then a negotiation between Duke and ESPN. Tom DeBay's in the house. 555 Rock is here. Secret Sauce. D5 Terps. John Uzi is in the house. I have Amazon and I'm not watching Duke. They don't need you, Jan Uzi. They don't need you. I need you, though. I need you to watch college football's peek around the corner. We've got AFAKAs in the house. Who else is here? Jose. Fight on. Jose's here. Christopher Hooter, thank you. 24,000. I said 25, 27, 29. I was a little bit off. Thank you, Christopher Hooter. Appreciate it. Coy's in the house. Tumasta Arnagid. Culture Provocateur. Expect Stanford to get a Duke deal. Who else? Before we get on with our show, I don't want to miss anybody. Thank you for coming on early. I do appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Skaven, yes, is in the house. Christopher Mercado, good afternoon, Christopher. Rich Austin is here. Thank you, Rich. Appreciate it. We've got Chad from Ohio. Thank you for coming on in. All right, we got a couple very kind super chats. Very much appreciate it. And we've got the ECU Pirate. We got a $10 holla from Kenneth Maynor. Look out. Florida State and Clemson for football and Duke. Florida State and Clemson for football and Duke and North Carolina for basketball is the perfect blended scoop for the SEC. The best football and basketball conference. Duke in a working relationship with Amazon has to concern ESPN. Well, they all know that Amazon is coming down the tracks. They all know that Amazon's going to get some packages, right? They know all this is going to happen. It probably does. It probably concerns every other media company because they're all competing against each other, right? Now, the Florida State, Clemson, Duke, and North Carolina, in some ways, I agree with you. It is the perfect blend when it comes to football and basketball. But it's not the perfect blend when it comes to expanding the footprint. Because you're only you're adding on 4 universities. 4 universities, 3 publics, 1 private, and you're only adding on 1 state to the Southeastern Conference. Now, of course, these universities, these schools, their brands are big, so there's casual, there's college football sickles, college basketball sickles for Florida State, Clemson, Duke, and North Carolina that live outside their states. But again, some of this is about getting more political power, more state power in your expansion of the conference. So, I don't know. It is, in some ways, it is the perfect blend for football and basketball content. I don't know if it's the perfect blend for all things. And that's why it's not part of my prediction. Although my prediction is going to be wrong, no question about it. Kenneth Maynor, Thank you for the $10 holler. I appreciate it so very much. Thank you so very much. We've got Ricky Tungate. Ricky, thank you for your $5 holler on our last episode. I appreciate it, sir. And thank you for your $10 holler here on our live show. Appreciate it, Ricky Tungate. Mr. Hoosier. Okay. And then we've got an I do declare. We've got an I do declare from the Mr. Seminole. Mr. Seminole, $2 holla. Morris Simmons, I do declare that Florida State will beat Alabama and Florida State in 2028. I'm going to just have to take the Alabama one. Florida State will beat Alabama, and I'm going to give that a 3 or 4 on the valuation point. Thank you, Morris Simmons. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Appreciate your generosity. I appreciate you putting in an I do declare. First of all, let's go back and take a look. We added a couple of I do declare predictions in the PATC Einsteins. Again, we are running an I do declare World Championship prediction segment for the PATC Einsteins during the 2026 season. With this super chat and an I do declare, we are going to book you in on the I do declare comments here. We're going to give you evaluations of 1 to 5 points. 1 being the something that could 5 is a long shot, right? And 1 is you're almost the favorite, not the chalk. We are not allowing chalk predictions in. But 1 is most likely to happen. 5 is least likely to happen. So we're given valuations from 1 to 5 in these predictions. And the I do declare comments, the door will be shut on submitting any more of these at the beginning of the first game in week 0. The contest goes until the end of the championship game, and then we declare the I do declare world champion. We've got 39 I do declares in the book. Morris Simmons' declaration of today is the 40th one. We added number 38. Oregon will go 12-0 in the regular season. Jimmy Austin, and that's a valuation of 3 points. And then the 39th one, Julian Sain injury won't start versus Michigan. Julian Sain is not going to be able to finish the season because of injury. Mr. Mazzio, and we give that a valuation of 3 points. And now Morris Simmons comes in with his prediction of Florida State defeating Alabama like they did last year. All right. Thank you. Appreciate everybody. I want to make sure I haven't forgotten anything here. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. All right. Now, before we go back into the Duke Amazon story, which is massive. Massive for Amazon, massive for Duke. It's an aha moment in college sports. We knew it was coming, and it has arrived. It has arrived. With all this news, right, we got the Nebraska 18, the arbitration case. The decision is going to be handed down either today, tomorrow, or next day. We've got more news coming out today that Ross Dellinger reported that basically the declaration, the commitment to not sue, for the schools not to sue each other, or for the schools not to help their state attorney generals to sue parts of the House settlement, the membership commitment, that's not working. You're not going to get all the 68 schools to sign on to this. The House settlement is crumbling. We are going into the wild, wild west. We are this close to going into silos. And now we've got Amazon making a deal with Duke. It's the wild, wild west of college sports. It is crazy out there. Absolutely crazy. All right. First of all, let's get into Texas A&M. And then we got to talk a little bit about Tennessee agreeing with the fat guy from Minnesota. We're going to get into that. Marcel Reed, quarterback the Texas A&M Aggies. I was a little nervous about Marcel Reed to begin his season number 2 as a starting quarterback for Texas A&M. But he did quite well. There's a couple of things. Threw too many interceptions. You want to jack up the completion percentage a little bit more. But again, Texas A&M they're an offense under Mike Elko that will take shots downfield. You're not going to have the 70-75% completion percentage passing game with the Texas A&M Aggies. They run a little bit of a different offense than a lot of other programs. And they did under Jimbo Fisher as well. Marcel Reed ain't going to have that 70% completion percentage, but it should go up a little bit. And you should not have 12 interceptions. But 3,100 yards passing, 25 touchdowns, another 493 yards rushing. Good season. Good season. If he kicks it up another notch, Texas A&M looking to get back to the playoffs. Reuben Owens. Now, Reuben Owens, last year, 639 yards rushing. In 2024, if you remember, he had that foot injury. He needed foot surgery. And at the end of last season, he tweaked that same foot. So, a talent that everybody believes when he came on board that he would be a superstar, College Station. It hasn't quite worked out for him, but maybe this year is the year if Reuben Owens can stay healthy. But Texas A&M, make no mistake about it, Marcel Reed is going to be the straw that stirs the drink, and they added on the wide receiver core that was very good last year and quite possibly is going to be great this year. Again, Mario Craver, outstanding season last year, 59 receptions, 917 yards receiving, 15.5 average, 4 receiving touchdowns. Everybody knows about Mario Craver, all right? He's the first name that people think about other than Marcel Reed when talking about the Texas A&M Aggies. However, the spotlight here at PATC is shining brightly on this man, Ashton Bethel Roman. Last year, he made a bunch of big plays for the Texas A&M Aggies. He's coming into his own. 24 receptions, 503 yards, 21 yards per reception. Holy smokes. 5 receiving touchdowns. Again, we talked about it. Texas A&M, Mike Elko, they like to stretch the field. Kalen DeBoer at Alabama likes to stretch the field. There are some offenses at SEC country that are going to be throwing some bombs this year. Texas A&M, Alabama, And I think LSU is going to stretch it out as well. With Lane Kiffin, you've got Sam Leavitt throwing darts. It's going to be a passing offense in the SEC in 2026. Now you've got Mario Craver, who is the lead bull at Aggies. You've got Ashton Bethel-Roman, the young kid who looked very impressive and is going to be very impressive in 2026. Now, Bethel-Roman did have a shoulder injury here in March during spring camp. I think he's going to be okay. No surgery. He should be ready to go. I just wanted to throw that out there. It scared the Aggie fans when he tweaked his shoulder, but I think he's okay. But it's not just going to be the Owens, Craver, Bethel-Roman show. What about this man? Isaiah Horton, the transfer from Alabama. 42 receptions last year, 511 yards, 12.2 average per catch, 8 receiving touchdowns. Deadly in the red zone. Isaiah Horton. Now, Isaiah Horton transferred, had a couple of years at Miami, and then transferred to Alabama. 2 years ago, Isaiah Horton had a really good season for Miami, and his production fell off when he went to Alabama. And he said, this ain't good enough. This is not good enough. So now he has transferred on to Texas A&M. So you're looking at Marcel Reed with Craver, Bethel-Roman, and Isaiah Horton. Texas A&M is going to score some points this year if everybody can stay healthy. I will say this. There is worry in College Station about the Aggies secondary. Young, very inexperienced, and the experience that they have in the back seven there, not a whole lot of success. So there are huge question marks around Texas A&M's secondary, and it is why you're seeing them not ranked in the top 10, to be honest with you. Everybody thinks they're going to score a lot of points. That defensive line lost some guys last year. If you look at the football schedule, they've got Arizona State on September 12th. Kentucky is the first SEC game on September 19th. Then it's at LSU. Marcel Reed versus Sam Leavitt. Arkansas, Missouri, the Citadel, Alabama, at South Carolina, at home against Texas A&M, at Oklahoma, and at home against Texas. That's a pretty difficult last part of that SEC schedule for Texas A&M. That's a pretty good challenge. Now, in the PATC, way too early order of finish prediction for the Texas A&M Aggies, we got them number 5, right outside of the playoffs. Bubble team, Texas A&M and Alabama that do not quite get in. Again, early in the season, if we do see the Texas A&M Aggies, if we see them against Kenny Minchie against Kentucky, and especially Sam Leavitt at LSU, and that Texas A&M defense, if they can do decently enough, then Texas A&M has a good shot to get to the college football playoffs once again. This has been your college football PATC spotlight on the Texas A&M Aggies. It's going to be a fun year. There's going to be a lot of points scored in the Texas A&M football games. If you like high-scoring football games, I think you're going to be enjoying the Texas A&M Aggies football. Okay, all right. One more thing before we get to the Duke Amazon. Tennessee. You must be from Tennessee, Danny White, because you are the only 10 that I see. From Knox News. Why Tennessee Athletic Director Danny White wants the college football playoffs to expand to 24 teams. Tyler Palmatier, Nashville, Tennessean. Holy smokes. Danny White and the fat guy from Minnesota. We're one and the same, baby. We are one and the same. Momentum has increased to expand the college football playoffs beyond 12 teams. The question, how many more? How many more? The Tennessee Athletic Director Danny White said at Tennessee's Big Orange Caravan on April 29th, that was yesterday, at Marathon Music Works in Nashville, that he liked that number to be on the higher end. The higher end, baby. Danny White, Tennessee Maverick Athletic Director. Maverick. I'd like to see it go to 24 teams. I'd like to see it go to 24 teams, Danny White said. I think if you look at the percentage in football, it's significantly less than every other sport. The expanded playoff, I've always been an advocate for it since way before I came to Tennessee. The college football playoffs will remain at 12 teams for the 2026 season. But ESPN's Pete Thamel reported in February that Big Ten leaders were circulating a document projecting what a 24-team playoff would look like. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey and other leaders have advocated for 16 teams with 5 conference champions and 11 at-large bids. I thought expansion would be better for the regular season, Danny White said. There were a lot of naysayers that said it would decimate the regular season. What happened? We had higher ratings in the regular season than we've ever had, particularly in the back 1/3 of the regular season when more teams are in the hunt, which is healthy. Thank God. Thank God there's another voice in SEC country that sees what PAT sees. More teams involved later in the season is going to bring more valuable football games, not less. 5 SEC teams made the 12-team college football playoff field in 2025. And White believes the SEC should have more schools in the running. A bigger percentage of SEC teams and a bigger percentage of just FBS teams in general should qualify for the postseason if we're going to crown a national champion that way, and we clearly are, he said. Danny White agrees with the fat guy from Minnesota. Absolutely beautiful. We have got ourselves a $2 holler, Ryan Willie. Evil Badger. ESPN and SEC will block a 24-team playoff. Is ESPN going to be able to continue to block the voices of a Danny White, of a Josh Heupel? Are they going to be able to continue to block the voices of other SEC important voices like the head coach of Georgia, Kirby Smart? Is ESPN and SEC going to be able to continue to block the army of 24 here at Peek Around the Corner? I don't think so. Unless, of course, they go into their own silo. Anyways, Eva Badger, I appreciate you $2 holler. Thank you so very much. You could be correct. You could be correct on that. All right. Here is the breaking news. Massive breaking news earlier today by Jeff Porzello and Pete Thamel. Amazon to televise 3 marquee Duke basketball games as part of a landmark deal. Again, Jeff Borzello and Pete Thamel. Duke is entering into a first-of-its-kind enterprise partnership with Amazon that also includes the retail giant and streaming service televising 3 marquee men's college basketball games next season. The Blue Devils will face UConn in Las Vegas on November 25th. Reigning champion Michigan at Madison Square Garden on December 21st. In Gonzaga on February 20th in Detroit. The deal, PATC money shot, number 1 of the article. The deal will include extensive NIL opportunities for Duke athletics and is part of a broader retail partnership expected to be announced at a later date. It's, my goodness. Just that paragraph. This is part of a broader retail partnership between Duke and Amazon. It's going to bring on more NIL opportunities for Duke athletics. You don't think other people are going to want to get on board with that? If there can be a conference-wide deal, get on with Amazon. Some conference is going to pursue that. Back to the article. While a significant move for Duke, the agreement also represents Amazon's first foray into broadcasting live college sports. Prime Video has televised select NFL games since the 2017 season, including the exclusive rights to Thursday Night Football game through 2033. The streaming service also began an 11-year media rights agreement with the NBA this season. And I've been watching the NBA playoffs on Amazon Prime Video. Beginning with 3 games in the 26-27 season, that's this year, ladies and gentlemen, Prime Video will exclusively present 3 Duke neutral site non-conference games per season. You're not going to be able to watch these Duke games on a different platform. They're going to be exclusively on Prime Video. Amazon. This move will raise eyebrows around college sports. The deal could end up marking a harbinger for the future, as streamers are expected to become more aggressive in acquiring rights in the upcoming collegiate sports rights discussions. And that's why we've got Netflix and Amazon in the Holy Smokes Theater. Duke worked with ACC and ESPN. Duke worked with ACC and ESPN on future scheduling commitments in exchange for the ability to play these 3 neutral site games, including participating in select ESPN owned and operated neutral sites events in 27, 28, 28, 29 seasons. So that is where Duke had the leverage. Duke acquiesced. Duke said, all right, we'll play in your ESPN owned and operated neutral sites events that you guys have got to cook in 27, 28, 28, 29. But we are able to do this 3-game deal with Amazon. By the way, none of those games are being played at Duke, if you notice. If you notice, none of those 3 games are being played at Duke's arena. In addition to our outstanding partnership with ESPN, we are excited to work with Prime Video on this groundbreaking initiative, Duke Athletic Director Nina King said. As Prime Video's first college sports partner, this collaboration not only expands the global reach of Duke's men's basketball, but also creates meaningful opportunities for our student athletes in a way that reflects innovation and excellence. So again, this is about that NIL opportunity for Duke athletics. And again, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know what Amazon's going to do. You know they got something cooking up. In this whole deal, if it works out for all parties, it could make Amazon look more valuable going forward to strike deals with them if they can enhance your student athletes' NIL opportunities and value. This could make Amazon look even more valuable going forward, and this could make Duke even look more valuable going forward, to be honest with you. Right? Back to the article. In a college sports era where schools are under pressure to find money to pay players outside of the revenue share cap, approximately $20.5 million for the 25-26 season, increasing by 4% each of the next 2 years, while also remaining compliant with College Sports Commission, Duke's agreement with Amazon allows the program to generate real NIL opportunities for its players. Players will be able to promote the games, while the future retail partnership could potentially present other avenues. You're talking about the giant Amazon. Retail, streaming. This is a massive, massive breaking news for the Duke Blue Devils. Not just the basketball program, but their student athletes total. They're going to use the Duke basketball games to promote Duke and to give NIL opportunities. Massive. Duke, Michigan, and UConn were all ranked in the top 5 of ESPN's most recent, way too early top 25 rankings, while Gonzaga was in the top 25. There is more to the article. Go to Pete Thamel on ESPN. I cannot oversell this. This is massive. And this is just part of the deal. There's other parts of the deal, as in this, that's going to be put out later, that we don't even know about right now. The deal will include extensive NIL opportunities for Duke athletics and is part of a broader retail partnership expected to be announced at a later date. Now, I know a lot of people want to talk this in relationship with college, with conference realignment and possible expansion. One of the aspects of trying to figure out valuations that people usually gloss over because everyone's looking at viewership numbers is the demographics of that viewership. And the demographics of the Duke viewership for basketball, I don't think I need to tell you this. I think you all know this. National advertisers want to advertise during Duke basketball because there's a better chance that their product and services are going to be seen, thought about, and purchased. And that is what everyone's looking for. This is why Amazon made the deal with Duke. This is why Duke's value is almost always higher than what most people give them credit for. Because they're looking at the football attendance. They're looking at the viewership of the football games. They're looking at the small university, small student population, small alumni base, small campus. But they move money. They move product. They bring on services. That is the point of it all. And their brand, their basketball brand is not going away anytime soon. And it's only going to increase. That brand value of Duke is only going to increase once the SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC, and the Big 12 continue to expand into other international markets. You're going to want Duke in your fold. Besides the fact that Duke is a brilliant university, right? Duke is in the mix. They're on that large expansion list of Big Ten expansion candidates. It's large. It's not small. It's large. And I do not think we're anywhere close. I don't think we're anywhere imminent to the Big Ten and the SEC expanding. And Duke, behind the scenes, has been aggressive. This is really aggressive. Think about it. This is not a direct link between this and making sure you get to a P2. But again, this is Duke showing their value. Amazon wanted us. We wanted Amazon. We are innovative. We got a way to do this. We can work with ESPN and ABC. If ESPN and ABC said no to Duke, they would have risked a lot in losing Duke in the future. What about North Carolina? UNC Chapel Hill. Are they trying to get a deal with Amazon? Another 3 games with Amazon? What are they thinking about in Chapel Hill right now? Can they get this type of deal? Would ABC and ESPN work with North Carolina? Now again, these games can't really be played at North Carolina. These are going to be neutral site games, non-conference games. You're not going to have a North Carolina Duke game under the Amazon umbrella. You're not going to have any Duke basketball games in Cameron under the Amazon umbrella. That's going to be ABC, ESPN. But 3 neutral site games, one in Vegas, one in Detroit. I forget where the other game. Can North Carolina get the same type of deal? Are they working on the same type of deal? What if they're not working on the same type of deal? What if they see this built-in advantage for Duke when it comes to establishing a retail partnership, an NIL partnership with Amazon, for God's sakes? What does North Carolina do then? Are they going to slip and slide a little bit more? Can North Carolina even make a type of deal like this without having to go to the Board of Governors? Duke's a private university. It's a little bit easier for them. What about Miami? Could the Miami Hurricanes go to Amazon and say one non-conference neutral site game a year and then go to ABC and ESPN to see what kind of leverage they have? I don't know if that's going to work. Who else carries the value for Amazon to be interested in these type of deals, at the same time be able to negotiate with their current media partner and to get a deal done? In one way, what helped Duke's leverage with ABC and ESPN is Duke has potentially somewhere else to go if ABC and ESPN doesn't treat them right. Nobody is thinking that Alabama is going to go up and leave the SEC. Nobody believes that the Buckeyes are going to leave the Big Ten. But Duke, they're in that spot where they may be able to make a move. They got the money to make the move. They've got some interest from the Big Ten, no question about that. For those that are still questioning that, for those who still do not believe that Duke is on the candidates list for the Big Ten expansion, wake up, wake up, wake up. Duke was in the perfect spot, in the perfect slot to make this type of deal with Amazon and to have this leverage with ESPN and ABC. So who else fits in that perfect spot with Duke? Can North Carolina? Can Florida State? I think what schools are going to be most interested in is that NIL opportunities for the student athletes. Duke is going to be able to sell this now. Duke's going to be able to go and recruit. Now, they have no problems recruiting anyways in basketball, but now they're going to be able to go to the football program and say, or the football recruits and say, look, we don't play on Amazon, but according to these reports, this deal with Amazon is not just going to help our basketball athletes, it's going to help all of our athletes do NIL deals. And then forget about the individual schools aspect to this. Let's jump to the conference aspects to this. In the Holy Smokes Theater, Amazon is in the Holy Smokes Theater with Netflix. And we believe that there is chatter behind the curtain on an Amazon Big Ten potential deal in the next couple of years. We just had a breaking news report yesterday from Brett Yormark, the Big 12, they struck a deal with Redbird Capital, who's a part of the ownership of Paramount Global, in which there's going to be a credit line for Big 12 schools to go up to $30 million. But the big part of that deal is Brett Yormark establishing more leverage in their next round of negotiations. Can the Big 12 strike a deal with a streaming giant? Can the Big 12 as a conference strike some sort of deal that's going to help with NIL opportunities? Can the ACC even act at this point? Can the ACC even contemplate doing a deal with like the Big 12 just did? There are so many questions, so little answers. We've got the Evil Badger $5 holler. We're going to go to your super chats, right? We're going to go to your phone calls right now, ladies and gentlemen. Phone calls. The first swing of a wrecking ball has struck the ACC. $5 holler, Evil Badger. Appreciate it, sir. Appreciate your generosity, your friendship. I appreciate your friendship. Thank you, Evil Badger. Thank you so very much. And thank you. You could be right on that. There's a lot of wrecking balls that have swung towards the ACC. I got to tell you this. Jay Chapman, thank you for that comment. There's no way that Yormark doesn't create a separate basketball media deal now. Yep. Yep. Again, don't get it twisted. Jay Chapman and myself and everybody, we're not saying that football doesn't drive the bus. Of course it does. But you cannot leave basketball on the roadside. And it's going to become more valuable. At least that's what Yormark believes. A lot of people believe. Amazon. A lot of people believe that. Sankey believes that. That's why it could be a North Carolina Duke SEC scoop with Florida State and Clemson. It could be. You don't want to break up the North Carolina Duke thing. That's obviously an option for the SEC. And there's no question they've talked about it. But yeah, Jay Chapman is absolutely correct. There's no way that Yormark doesn't decouple. They're going to try to get a basketball media deal, probably on a streaming giant, or partially on a streaming giant. Thank you, Jay Chapman, for that comment. Appreciate it. All right, let's just open up the phone lines. People are tired of listening to me talk. Let's listen to you all talk about anything in college football, and you can talk about the Duke Amazon. Please talk about the Duke Amazon. Big breaking news. Absolute big breaking news. Holy smokes. 763, you guys have got the number.
Call from
Rick.
Rick, the floor is yours. I'm very excited to hear what you've got to say on this. Go ahead, sir. Thanks for calling.
Oh, this is very, very exciting news, Greg.
Yeah.
The first thing that I noticed was that nobody was talking about the G word.
The G word? Gonzaga?
Yeah. No.
The G League and the NBA?
No.
Greg the Gold.
Bingo. Exactly. No, that's not it either.
Oh, okay.
The word is global.
Ah, yes.
Because this deal involves 3 basketball games on Prime.
Yeah.
Do you know how Europe feels about basketball?
Yeah. Big.
Really big.
Yeah.
Everyone in Europe gets Amazon Prime. Everybody's got Prime.
Yeah.
They love basketball. China. Do you know how they feel about basketball
Yeah.
in the NBA? What they do for NBA players, anything to get them over there. Now they've got Cooper on Prime all over the billions in China. This is so huge for marketing, from a marketing aspect. This is what blows the doors open. There is, with this deal, there's a new worldwide leader in sports, and it's not ESPN. They've opened that door. They've opened it to the world.
Yeah. 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 And that's why they're in the Holy Smokes Theater, because whatever's going on in that theater, Amazon is a part of it.
Oh, most definitely. Mm-hmm. They planted the flag worldwide. They aren't going to be. I can't wait to see the number of viewers for those 3 games worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Viewership.
Yeah.
That's what's going to knock people, right out of their socks, because it's so big. And then it also, there's a redefinition. There's a new nil avenue for players that's been created.
Yeah.
Where they're getting paid to advertise these games.
Yeah. Yeah.
The money's going to them.
Yeah.
The money's going to them through the nil deal.
Yeah.
They're promoting themselves and their teammates.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to reiterate. This is massive, massive news that happened today. It's going to change. I know we're going through a period of incredible change. This is a big part of that incredible change right here.
And Amazon has already piloted nil programs, like with UFC, where players are they're promoting the school licensed gear to earn royalties through the Amazon storefronts. This is when that hits Europe, because I focus on Europe because of the basketball side of it. How they feel about American football is totally different than how they feel about basketball. Mm-hmm. They all play basketball. None of them play American football, but they all play basketball.
Yes, but I do think that people, I do think that money people believe that college football can also be of great interest in those markets. But it's going to have to take 10, 20 years of massaging the audience, just like the NFL,
That's correct. And I agree. The same way European soccer worked its way into the United States decades ago.
Yeah, it took a while.
That same thing will happen with American football around the world. They'll slowly grab 1% here, 1% there. But with basketball, it's totally different. It's an Olympic sport. And in all of those countries, they all play it.
Yeah.
and are in love with it. And now it's available to them
Yes.
on Prime. And they all got Prime.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to get your Amazon box delivered.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
You got it. I appreciate it, buddy. Great call, Rick. Great call. Massive news.
Call from
Evil Badger.
Evil Badger, Ryan Willie is on the line. The floor is yours. Thanks for calling, sir. I appreciate it.
Hey, Greg. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet. I appreciate you calling.
A couple of things. And this is related to Rick's call a little bit. Up until the 1992 Dream Team, Europe, and they really didn't get into basketball very much until the 1992 Dream Team came along, and then everybody started playing basketball. Because if you remember, the Dream Team crushed everybody on the way to the gold medal back in '92 and '96, and then they started getting good, and now it's a toss up if the U.S. wins gold in basketball anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And with this Amazon deal with Duke and the Redbird Capital deal with the Big 12, do you think that puts pressure on the Big 10 to do something quicker than they intended? And do you think they would put pressure on Michigan and USD to rethink what they turned down?
I don't think. How do I say this? I was told that UC investment deal is not even being offered anymore. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
So, what I have been told and what I reported a couple months ago is that the Big Ten is still working on the idea of a for-profit enterprise within the conference and to hire some expertise to do something to that effect. But the UC investment deal is not, as far as I know, is not happening. Now maybe it does get reintroduced. Maybe they change it up. Maybe something like that happens. But the last I was told, it's not happening. From the UC investment side of it, it's not happening. So, but I think the Big Ten will probably. Tony Petitti, I mean, he is silent Tony, Ryan Willie, but he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. He's always working it, and they're probably going to do something here.
Okay. So, when's the earliest the Big Ten can start renegotiating a new deal? Because I think the Duke and the Big 12 deals might put pressure on the Big Ten to add television partners.
I don't think the Big Ten feels any pressure with what the Big 12 just did. I think the ACC might feel a little pressure. I think the ACC might be feeling some pressure. I don't think the Big Ten really. I don't think they're feeling pressure from whatever the Big 12 just did. That's my take. I might be wrong.
All right. Well, thanks for taking my call.
You got it, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you very much. Beautiful call, Ryan Willie. Appreciate it. Um, mm, let's see here. I'm getting some reports. Caleb Ramirez, I'm going to have to listen to the Paul Feinbaum on what he said before I discuss that. On the Bo Bishop show. It sounds like possibly that Greg Sankey is losing some internal battles within the SEC, according to Paul Feinbaum. But I'm going to have to take a listen to the interview. All right, I do want to thank Preston from Greensboro, Bill G, Moen After Dark, Jimmy Austin, Morris Simmons, Kenneth Maynor, Ricky Tungate, Eva Badger, for your generosity, for your donations. I very much appreciate it. The phone lines are open. We'll give it another minute if anybody wants to call. It doesn't look like anyone's going to call. So, look, on this live show, Thursday, April 30th, massive breaking news. Amazon and Duke. Duke's going to be playing 3 non-conference basketball games yearly on neutral sites. This next upcoming season, there's going to be a game played at New York City, a game played in Las Vegas, a game played in Detroit, all on Amazon exclusively. And this was a deal between Amazon and Duke, and then Duke negotiated with ESPN and ABC to have the rights for Amazon to show these 3 non-conference neutral site games for the Duke Blue Devils. Massive breaking news. We also, here at Peek Around the Corner, if you just joined us, if you want to go back and watch it, we also did the Texas A&M spotlight on Reuben Owens. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Hopefully he can keep that foot working. Marcel Reed, the quarterback. And then the very exciting trio that the Texas A&M Aggies have. Craver, their leader, Bethel Roman, the youngster, and then the transfer Isaiah Horton from Alabama. So we did a spotlight on the Texas A&M Aggies. We've got them here at PATC coming in 5th place in the SEC. I think that's about right. They do have some questions, major questions in the secondary. I think there's going to be a lot of high-scoring game for the Texas A&M Aggies football season this year. We did talk about Danny White, the athletic director of the Tennessee Volunteers, agreeing with PATC, supporting the college football of 24. So thank you, Danny White. Thank you, Tennessee. Again, I do appreciate everybody coming on in. I'm still getting more reports here, but I don't have the time to go through them all. I do want to thank you all for joining us. Again, keep your head on a swivel. If there's more breaking news later tonight, I will come on again later tonight. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. Ring that notification bell. Smash the like button if you've liked our content today. I appreciate all of you. There still could be some big breaking news coming down the chute later today. So keep your head on a swivel. Get yourself notified that when we come on, you get a notification. Follow us at Flug Empire on X, and we'll give you an indication that we're coming on live. But until next time, from all of us at PATC to all of you, please you all take great care of each other. And as always, God, family, Golden Gophers.